Good evening, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Tim Seaman.
And I'm Sophie Erber. It's a cold case that has plagued many in Yankton, South Dakota. 19-year-old high school graduate Tammy Haas found dead just days after a homecoming party. Her killer's identity still a mystery.
Now, almost 30 years later, the FBI hopes a new approach will help finally answer the question, who killed Tammy Haas? KCAU 9 reporter Hannah Adamson has the details in tonight's top story at 10.
Tim and Sophie, Tammy Haas would have turned 48 years old today. Instead, in September of 1992, she was found dead in a Cedar County, Nebraska ravine. Her boyfriend at the time charged, but eventually acquitted of manslaughter. With no new leads, the FBI is hoping a monetary incentive will encourage folks to come forward and bring new evidence to light.
You know, I just thought she was so full of life, and it's hard to see that she, you know, all these years has been gone. That's hard.
After years of theories coming and going and leads turning into dead ends, FBI Minneapolis is announcing a $15,000 reward for any information that uncovers how 19-year-old Tammy Haas died.
Someone out there has information about what happened to Tammy, and that's what Tammy's family and what authorities are asking for today.
Friends of the Haas family say Tuesday's FBI announcement is a much-needed step forward.
We think there's enough information out there in the public that if somebody would have the conscience or, you know, a motive to tell what they know, it could move the case back forward.
The reward comes more than a year after a memorial placed at Tammy's gravesite was vandalized.
It was pulled out of the ground, left laying.
While authorities say the incident proved insignificant to their investigation, every piece of information they can get makes a difference.
Perhaps if someone even believes something is known, but they're not sure, and they'd like to make sure that that fact or that piece of information is known, we'd like to hear it.
I'm so happy to see so many law enforcement that they haven't given up either. That's good to see.
If you have any information, you're encouraged to call the FBI's Sioux Falls office or the Yankton Police Department. You can find their contact information on our website, that's SiouxLandProud.com. Tim and Sophie, back to you.
Folks in North Sioux City, South Dakota cast ballots today, but tonight we still don't know who the new mayor will be.
That's right. Both candidates, Linda Kutzinger and Patty Teal, received the exact same number of votes.
In this case, the city administrator tells KCAU 9 that the city council will canvass results next Monday night. Then candidates will have 5 days to request a recount of their own.
And if the race is still tied, the winner will be determined by a game of chance.
Meanwhile, a vacant Ward 2 seat on the North Sioux Council is now filled. Gary Bogenreef polling 65% of the vote to beat incumbent Lisa Cropley.
All three Siouxland states have paused usage of the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine after severe blood clotting was reported. The CDC and the FDA are investigating the Johnson & Johnson vaccine tonight. According to officials, 6 people reported blood clots. Siouxlanders who have already gotten a J&J vaccine should not be too worried, as these side effects are still very rare. However, Tyler Brock with Siouxland District Health says to contact your doctor if you do have concerns about any reactions you've had so far to the vaccine.
If you did get Johnson & Johnson vaccine and you've had severe headaches, you've had abdominal pain, you've had leg pain, shortness of breath, you really should just check in with your healthcare provider on that.
Tyler Brock says the pause on Johnson & Johnson doses will not affect Siouxland's vaccination rollout plans. Local health departments still have a steady supply of the Moderna and the Pfizer shots.
Iowa Senator Joni Ernst says that she plans to support one of 2 bills that would increase transparency in the cattle market. Ernst is the co-sponsor of a bill that was introduced by fellow Iowa Senator Charles Grassley and John Tester of Montana. Now, this bipartisan bill will require that a minimum of 50% of a meat packer's weekly volume be purchased on the open market. That way, independent producers would be able to see what they are paying for cattle. Now, Ernst says that these types of bills will help protect Iowa farmers.
What we'll see is a little bit of pushback, of course, coming from different areas of the United States, but I support both the initiatives of Chuck Grassley and Deb Fisher, and I think it works quite well for those that are producing cattle across the Midwest.
The Iowa Cattlemen's Association is also on board with Senator Grassley's bill, saying that it will help producers make more informed decisions.
Meanwhile, President Joe Biden and members of his cabinet are pushing the American Jobs Plan. That $2.3 trillion infrastructure plan would be one of the biggest investments in public works in a generation. But so far, all three of South Dakota's members of Congress are voicing opposition. South Dakota Congressman Dusty Johnson sits on the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. He says the American Jobs Plan is just too big.
The last 5-year highway bill that our country passed, a big bipartisan success story, was $305 billion over 5 years. The president is proposing 7 times that. It's a lot more than our country needs right now.
Johnson believes the president's plan is not only too big, it is too broad. The American Jobs Plan also allocated funding for child care, broadband, and also veteran services.
The Minnesota police officer accused of fatally shooting a man during a traffic stop last weekend has resigned. Likewise for the Brooklyn Park chief of police. Officer Kim Potter, who you just heard on the body-worn camera video, turned in her badge 2 days after the death of 20-year-old Dante Wright. She had been on administrative leave following Sunday's shooting. Former police chief Tim Gannon says that he believes Potter mistook her service revolver for her taser. As you heard, the former officer is heard on that camera video shouting, "Taser." And just 10 miles away, the defense is now taking its turn with the jury in the trial of Derek Chauvin. His counsel today arguing that it wasn't Chauvin's knee across George Floyd that killed him, but rather outside factors. The defense called officers as well as paramedic experts to the witness stand, getting straight to 3 key elements of its case: Floyd's health and drug use. Secondly, that a growing crowd was hostile, a potential threat and distraction to Derek Chauvin the day Floyd died, and why the use of force in this case may not look good, but was necessary within the scope of Minneapolis police training and policy.
I felt that Officer Chauvin's interactions with Mr. Floyd were following his training, following current practices in policing, and were objectively reasonable.
And why is it not a use of force?
Because it's a control technique. Without it doesn't hurt.
The defense is expected to rest by the end of this week, with the court set to hear closing arguments on Monday.
President Biden says American troops will stay in Afghanistan beyond that deadline set by the Trump administration. Former President Trump had negotiated with the Taliban to remove troops by May 1st this year. Biden says getting 2,500 troops out of the country by that time would be unlikely without causing chaos. The new deadline to leave, September 11th of this year. That will, of course, be the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 attack, which originally led to the U.S. invasion of Afghanistan.
For the 7th time, Stuff the Stroller returns to SIOUXLAND. KCAU 9 is again very proud to partner with the Crittenden Center and SIOUXLAND OB/GYN.
And it's all to collect much needed donations for SIOUXLAND families. So it's easy to donate as people do their regular shopping at any of these area Hy-Vee stores. They can pick up some diapers, wipes, bottles, and really everything a baby could need.
All easy, too. Just drop in the boxes that you'll find at the front of each of those Hy-Vee stores. And for the past century now, the center has been serving families across SIOUXLAND. And these baby essentials give hundreds of local women and their children the extra boost they need to make it through the early stages of life.
Last year we had to cancel because of the pandemic, so we are so grateful for having it this year. The supplies that happen through Stuff the Stroller for 1 month actually help us for an entire year. We get enough supplies, diapers and wipes that help us, all of our clients throughout the year and through all of our programs.
Next Tuesday, we will be at the Hy-Vee store on Gordon Drive in the afternoon hours. But of course, you can donate anytime in any of those boxes between now and May 4th. And I was told by those store clerks today that if space runs out in those boxes, There will be tables and other places that you can leave donations. And our meteorologist Scott Larson made a donation today to our Stuff the Stroller event. Thank you for that. And
absolutely.
A chilly night, though.
Yes, it is fairly cold out there this evening, Sophie. It looks like temperatures are going to be falling into the 20s tonight, so on the colder end of what we would anticipate here in the middle of April as we get a live look outside now, courtesy of the Ho-Chunk Center camera set up in downtown, and then falling back into the 50s Tuesday and Wednesday. Mostly sunny skies to close out the 9-on-9 forecast as we push things up to 67 degrees. Another awesome picture to share with you tonight. The daffodils are blooming in Blencoe. Thank you very much to our viewer for passing that one along. And if you have a nice springtime pic that you want to share, go to SIOUXLandProud.com and head down to send us your photos. Tim and Sophie?
Great shot. I feel bad for that daffodil tonight, though, with temperatures dipping into the 20s.
If you have them, you may want to throw a little wrap over those little delicate small flowers
really
this time of the year.
Not a bad idea. Well, after months of serving their country, some Iowa soldiers are finally heading home.
We'll have the moment that they landed right here in the Hawkeye State. That's coming up. But first, a Siouxland man who served in the Army for 30 years says he's most proud of what he helped accomplish in Guatemala. Find out what it is in tonight's Veterans Voices.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Tim Seaman, Sophie Herber, Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson, and Sports Director Jake Jones. This is KCAU 9 News at 10.
An Army colonel from here in Sioux City says he set off to change the lives of as many people as he could, spending decades in the United States Army and National Guard.
KCAU 9 News reporter Lydia Vasquez shares some of his most memorable moments in the military in this week's edition of Veterans Voices.
Colonel John Mansfield joined the United States Army back in 1966. It was the beginning of 3 decades he'd go on to serve.
Toward the end of that 31 years, one of the exercises that I was recalled active duty to work on was Fort Escaminos 95 Norte and Joint Task Force Timberwolf.
Mansfield was off to Guatemala. For the next year, he and his fellow troops would build a whole new town from scratch.
We had 700 pieces of equipment that we sent down there, loaded on rail cars, went on to what they call a ro-ro, it's roll-on, roll-off ship, loaded everything up.
First, starting with water.
3 ladies walked out, and they had just huge smiles on their face. What she said was, I can see the trees on the mountains now. And that still gets to me a little bit, but because all 3 of them can now see. Can you imagine that?
Water wells were only the beginning. Mansfield's unit built 2 clinics, remodeled 3 schools, and built 3 new bridges. They also brought 7,500 pairs of glasses for the community. And that, he says, was the moment he'll always remember.
Thought about putting in electric, but they didn't have electricity in a lot of these villages. So we put in manual water pumps, and so we drilled water wells, and they didn't have water wells. They would get the water from a creek or from a river, and it was...
Field says he felt privileged to be in a position to help others, and he'd do it all again if given the chance.
Another part talks about God won't ask you for more than you're able and capable of giving, and so maybe God was not asking me, but you know, the people to give, and we could, and so it means a lot that that we can help others.
For Veterans Voices, Lydia Vasquez, KCAU 9 News.
KCAU 9 News, of course, proud to tell the stories of these Siouxland veterans. It happens every Tuesday at 10 and on Wednesdays at midday. And
nominations are always open, so if you know of a veteran with a story to tell, just email us their name, their information. Just go to veteransvoices@kcautv.com. And today, members of the Iowa National Guard returned from a recent deployment. 70 members receiving a warm greeting from family members and friends at the Des Moines International Airport. A welcome home ceremony held for Troop C of the 1st 113th Cavalry Regiment and the 1st of 168th Infantry Regiment. Tomorrow there will also be a welcome home ceremony for soldiers from both the Cavalry and the Infantry Regiment right here in Sioux City. That's set at the Sioux City Armory to begin at 12:30. The ceremony, because of COVID-19 concerns will be live streamed on KLEM Radio, their Facebook page.
An aging Sioux City school building is being demolished to make room for a brand new learning opportunity for college students in the area. A demolition team scheduled to start tearing down Longfellow Elementary School tomorrow. Now, in its place, Morningside College is building the Rosen Ag Center, which will, of course, house classrooms and a greenhouse. The head of Morningside's Ag Department says the on-campus facility will provide many hands-on experiences.
You know, we've gotten really involved with the local food initiative with our Morningside Garden here, where we provide food and, right to our local campus. And so we're going to get a chance to continue that at a much larger scale.
College officials say they hope the center will be complete in time for the fall semester. Quick turnaround.
Yeah, keep your eyes open on that. You know, we complained a little bit today about it being cool outside, but we didn't have to be outside competing.
That's right, or filming that competition.
That's true, too.
That was sports director Jake Jones in the house. Jake?
You know, if the games weren't so good, I might have gone to Briar Cliff for some laser tag. I just saw they had laser tag at Newman Flanagan Center.
Sounds like fun.
Awesome. Morningside and Northwestern playing for an all-Siouxland championship in men's soccer. Those highlights and more still to come after the break. Playing in 104 games with 38 goals, winning a national title with the Bulldogs in 2019, and he's now set to join the Syracuse Crunch of the American Hockey League for the remainder of the season. Always love to see guys who made a trip to Sioux City getting to go a little bit bigger.
Yeah, the Muskies seem to have a reputation of that. It's pretty cool.
Growing list, no doubt about it. Thanks, Jake.
We check in for one final look at your chilly overnight forecast. First, let's take you outside right now from downtown Sioux City.
Welcome back. The wind should be weaker tomorrow. We can be thankful for that. Temperatures look to hold pretty steady in the low 50s, and some rain moves in on Friday.
Good news there. Thanks so much, Scott. Thank you for joining us. We hope you have a great evening.
We'll see you on Wednesday. Good night.